Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We're back with Star Wars Visions. So, from a lot of, evidently, really good Japanese animation studios, we've passed through the Kurosawa and maybe, I don't know, Chibi world.
Tatooine band thing. Yeah.
It's Tatooine Rhapsody.
Yeah, and they're both...
The first one was just called The Duel.
Yeah, and they were both pretty damn good. Like, the first one was enjoyable for what it was. The second was enjoyable for what it was. And they're both so different. And judging on their own merits, I like them both. Yeah.
It's been very enjoyable so far. And highly recommend, if you haven't caught up on it yet, to do so. With that being said, let's roll. It's cool Star Wars.
Yeah.
Destroyer silhouette.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. It's a Kylo Ren shot. It's not Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren mixed with Darth Vader outfit. Bespin.
It's never good to go to a catwalk in Star Wars.
Ever since you and your brother were delivered to our care, I have watched you grow.
With this new power, my brother and I will bring order to the galaxy.
This is definitely more Vader-esque.
Twins created through the power of the dark side.
Master M, Central Control is reporting that final adjustments to the...
Will the weapon's firepower be at full strength?
A lot of Star Wars words. Full strength. Stuff like that.
Terms.
Once the refined dark energy is unleashed through the ship's hyper cannon, it will easily be capable of destroying the planet.
From the moment I was born, I've been prepared to sacrifice everything for the dark side.
Oh, Master M, your allegiance is inspiring. I will be forever the humble servant to you and your brother until the day my functions cease.
I will hold you to that. Now let's surprise those peace-loving Republic fools.
Who likes peace? Yeah.
Prepare to fire! But only Master M and Master Kari can access the reactor core chamber.
Cheers.
Master Kari is gone.
What? Don't give up! Keep firing!
So sorry.
Where were you planning on going with that, Kare?
To a galaxy far, far away.
I refuse!
If you won't hand it over, then I'll take it by force!
Nice, cool shot.
Yeah.
He definitely has the Luke Skywalker look.
Yeah, he does.
Kind of combined with Han Solo with the vest.
Really? So you have a bad feeling about this?
That's cool.
There is no escape.
There's no escape.
Come to me.
So there's atmosphere around the ships.
Yeah, there has to be.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's that far up. But
Evidently it is.
Now come to me, Kyber Crystal!
Bigger and shadow. That's a lot of hair.
If you use the power of the Kyber crystal, then you will...
I will die? Surely that cannot be the reason you stole it, to save me. Do you think I fear death?
No, don't!
We were made to bring back order with this power that transcends even death itself. Must I remind you of the purpose of your birth? And I'll do it with the power of the dark side flowing through my body! And try to take it from me!
The fork in the spaghetti.
that's cool. That's cool, man. You see, our duo's got a... Yes!
I'm just not sure if I'll be able to try something so reckless. You're right, our duo. It's just like you say. There is no try, only do.
Jesus.
Whoa.
What?
Kill all those laborers on there.
You're free to choose your own destiny! Punch it!
Pretty goddamn exact.
You gotta be a Sith or a Jedi to make that work.
She's alive. I can feel it. She is my twin sister.
At any rate, that was our reaction.
Yeah.
This is our response.
I thought that was the most anime episode I've watched.
It was definitely the most over-the-top anime episode we watched.
Yeah.
Like when the lightsaber went fucking full-on Trunks
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Where he does like a spirit bomb combined with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was over top there.
Yeah.
And it's over the top here. So this is actually probably this might be my least favorite episode out of the three
Really?
so far because of how over the top it was.
So I guess for me it worked because like it had a lot of Star Wars concepts, but because it's like the format, I was able to embrace like the crazy over the top.
Well, the other two had the same format basically. They're both anime.
Yeah, that's why I think the second episode I was able
Animation.
to embrace it because of the format.
Well, I like that the stakes weren't very high.
Yeah, the stakes were low. And
But
I was
in
like,
this, the stakes seemed pretty fucking high. But it just seemed like everything was way over exaggerated.
yeah,
I just still like the episodes. So
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed the animation and a lot of the cinematography and the shots they chose to show.
yeah,
It was beautiful. The fight with him and his sister, for the most part,
okay,
had a lot of great moments in it.
yeah,
And a lot of the idea they were these dark side twins, kind of like the anti Luke and Leia.
yeah. So that's some of the stuff I really liked.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, this might be the one that takes place in the Star Wars universe, and it's set like hundreds of years after Episode 9 or something.
They're still trying to pull off the stormtrooper outfits and shit. And
Hey,
keeping that shit
iconic!
rolling.
You know, they add some orange, and it's just new.
The Star Stories look the same. They just put them together.
Yeah, you know,
It's like some shitty engineer that's like trying to figure out how to make some new weapon. He's like, "What? What if we just took two and we put them together?" Oh my god! But
Yeah.
it had some cool concepts.
yeah.
I just
Like you said, the big thing for me is like Dark's like antithesis of Luke and
Yeah.
Leia.
But I just think the shit with the Kyber crystal and like him making the humongous fucking lightsaber that
Yeah.
chopped the ship in half, and it didn't do it for me. It was too far gone by that point.
To me, my question is like, did it say why that Kyber crystal is like so special? Are they just rare now or something?
I don't know, but they were really big. It was a really big chunk of a Kyber crystal.
I feel like the ones that power the Death Star are like as big as a house. And there's like 10 of them. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know, they had that combined with the dark armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's a very
guess.
convoluted weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that schematic made it seem is they had to go through the Kyber crystal, through their armor, and then discharge from the weapon system.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are your weapons always so fucking complicated?
I don't know.
But the Death Star made sense because old Mads slipped in a little
Big fuck you.
big fuck you at the end of it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I love how that's such a glaring kind of plot like hole. Like the more you think about Star Wars, it becomes sophisticated, and adults start to think about like,
Well, they had to explain it.
like
Like,
okay,
why is
we need to have a movie. Why this is here?
yeah, why is this chute in here that they can just fire one torpedo in and fuck up the whole deal?
The guy who came up with it, I can't remember his name. He's been there for years. He just like a sound engineer or something. He works there. He came to Kathleen Kennedy, so I have a cool idea for a story. And I think they turned it down, but then he worked on it himself, and then they ended up developing Rogue One.
Rogue One's definitely up there as far as
That
Star
was
Wars films
cool
for me.
as shit.
Because
Yeah.
it just has a really good treatment of Tarkin and Vader.
Yeah.
And because Krennic, I could care less for that fucker. But he
Yeah.
moves the story along fine, so
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm a big Mads fan, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a big role in that movie. I
But
mean,
it's
he's instrumental.
It's a huge part. Though.
He's instrumental in the story, but he's not.
I just watched Casino Royale the other day too. It's
Yeah.
weird. He's so young.
Yeah, it's odd.
It is odd. Yeah,
We're used to seeing him now, and he's matured so much.
he has. I really like the protocol droid.
Oh, yeah. Was it B2ON? B2ON.
Yeah, B2ON. Yeah.
It's right on the screen, too.
Oh, okay. No, I really liked him. Yeah.
I thought it was, he was a nice touch.
Well, he reminded me of and I when you're drunk, I think I made you sit through the cutscenes. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed is one of the greatest stories in Star Wars. It's great with the Emperor and Vader and the dark side. Vader's secret apprentice has a protocol droid, which is kind of the antithesis of C-3PO. But he's helpful and he's encouraging. But his main programming is to kill Starkiller. So he's always trying to kill him randomly.
It's pretty cool.
But he talks like that. He's like, finally, I'll get to kill you, Master. So yeah, you can try.
That enthusiasm.
He's very enthusiastic about it. And he just, the voice sounded just like him.
I wish I could remember who Alison Brie is.
So our duo is himself. Who is it?
I know Alison Brie's name. I know I've seen it somewhere. I know I've seen her in work somewhere, and I cannot fucking pinpoint it. Neil Patrick Harris, I mean, he didn't stand out to me as far as...
I actually had no idea that was him.
I had no idea either.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought the animation and everything looked really good in this episode. Some parts of it were very plain, but it had some very high highs.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the fight between AM and Kare.
Yeah.
And the shots of the Star Destroyer after it was chopped in half.
Yeah.
Or I guess a third, fourth.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the and the idea of them being created through the dark side as twins. But like I said, the giant fucking kyber crystal lightsaber thing was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
And like him and some of his performance and the things he was saying, it was very, very exaggerated.
Very,
more so than other instances we've seen so far.
Yeah.
So
very what's it called? It's like gallantry, but it's not gallantry, it's gala something.
I don't remember,
but
very gallant.
Very gallant, yeah. So yeah, just the idea, like some of the Star Wars themes, which is like twins and having a destiny and kind of going against it.
Well, this one definitely was kind of
which we see a lot in the new throw. Just
Force Awakens version of one of these episodes where it was just like all of the Star Wars fodder that already existed. They just poured it all in there.
Yeah.
A lot of nods to lines and shit from the originals.
Yeah, and just the idea of Sith wanting to conquer death as well. Yeah.
So, I mean, this one didn't have as many new or kind of, I wouldn't say fresh, but kind of interesting takes on things.
Yeah.
It was kind of more of the same, but it looked really flashy and cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, I won't give it that. I think that the other two so far have been better in those instances.
Yeah.
The last one was kind of more kiddish.
It was unique, though.
It was good, but I'm just saying...
I'm going to listen to that song when I get out of here.
Shit. Well, if I had to knock it for anything, I'd say it was a little more lighthearted for kids.
Yeah.
And in a sense. The first one was definitely more adult, kind of homage to Kurosawa and everything. It was a little more intense.
Mm-hmm. No.
So this one just seemed like it was some pageantry for the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
And I think that it's definitely worth watching. I'm not going to say it's fucking awful because it's not.
No, yeah, it just
I'm just saying what I've seen so far. I don't want to see more of the same.
No, yeah.
Keep giving me interesting takes, unique takes on this series. Don't just remind me of why I like the series.
Yeah, no, of course. Like you want to grow from those concepts that we fell in love with. You want to see.
Yeah.
You want to grow from there. No, I get that. I don't got anything to add. I agree with a lot of it. I think the over the top fight didn't bother me as much as you, but no, I can see why it was definitely. I laughed. I laughed in a positive way because I thought it was goofy, but it was like a positive goofy, not a negative goofy for me.
Well, it's kind of a letdown because when I saw it in the trailer,
it
actually looked like one of the more interesting episodes.
You see flashes of the guys in the tank, the twins in the tank.
The twins in the tank and their fight. You see flashes of their fight.
Yeah.
And it looked very interesting, but then when I got it, it's kind of like, okay, well, it's Star Wars. There you go.
Yeah, well, the thing that actually really bothered me was there's atmosphere around starships. Like, we see that.
Yeah, I know. And it's,
we see
it way up there.
Yeah, when he's on a Star Destroyer and they're going through fucking... When they're using hyperspace.
The X-Wing.
The X-Wing. I was like, okay, now that's shenanigans right there.
Yeah. Well,
but
some of that, the technical details, that when after the Star Destroyer is chopped in half, when she's floating in space, and there should be no atmosphere being generated there, and she's just floating out there in the vacuum of space.
Because even...
Only Frieza can breathe out there.
Yeah, Goku couldn't.
No.
He would die.
He would.
Yeah, but thank God he found the ship and went to Yardrat and got it.
Look
at the cloud. And, what's interesting is they acknowledge that because the protocol droid B2ON had a
Yeah, for some reason, he had a fucking dome.
yeah, he had a dome.
Why did he need one?
I don't know.
He's a droid.
Well, I think maybe acknowledging that there is an atmosphere thing, and I bought it on the ship, but when they go too far away, I don't buy it. But I think it's acknowledging, like we have in the Star Wars universe, one movie in particular, a Force user, a powerful one, goes out there, but they almost die.
But they're also...
And they were fine.
But she's unconscious.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's unconscious, and
I think they overlooked a few details in this episode.
well, I think it's just like they took artistic liberties. Like, you know what, we're going to fly around space, and that's it.
Well, it all looked really cool.
Yeah, it looked cool.
But I think in terms of these aspects, we've been fucking knocking.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying it's trash. I'm saying that it's just out of the three so far, it hasn't been my favorite one, which is something to say because the last episode was kind of, more or less lighthearted, something you'd find on Saturday morning television.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
but I'll take it.
The more I think about the last one, I'm like liking it more. I agree. This one's probably my least favorite, but like I liked it. I just really like the other ones.
Well, yeah, and the first one is definitely my favorite so far. The Duel, Tatooine Rhapsody. I think the more I think about it, and you look at the details of how they could have had a moment where his lightsaber worked, and he could have fought Boba Fett.
Yeah,
like, you really want to do this, and how it didn't pan into a big fight.
And like he brings in a microphone. Like, okay, that's really a lightsaber, but it wasn't.
No, it was just a microphone.
It was just a microphone.
And he just puts Jawa on the spot.
Yeah, like Commodus and Gladiator.
Yeah, and it worked out. It worked out well for what they were trying to do. And in this one, it was just kind of, we love the old trilogy, we love Star Wars, we love anime.